Attention please. This uploading is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. Follow us.
Perfect timing.
Gatwick is being given a £1 billion facelift.
The artist's impression of how it will end up.
Airport boss Stuart Wingate is overseeing the most ambitious project to date, a 14,000 square metre extension of Gatwick's North Terminal.
British Airways are going to move into this area. They're starting to develop their check-in processes, so they're using us as a pilot site as they go about moving into this zone.
Part of the North Terminal extension will be a new home for British Airways, who have seen their market share fall at Gatwick.
We are the second largest airline at Gatwick. Galls me to say that sometimes. And we recognise, British Airways recognises that there's a lot of competition at the airport.
BA's head of ground ops, Alan Peaver, has been invited to give a full and frank account of the airport from the airline's perspective to Gatwick's senior management.
Part of the British Airways strategy at Gatwick is to grow.
A commercial tension lies at the heart of the airport and airline relationship.
I think sometimes we have a debate about who are your customers. Sometimes we're not sure whether you think our customers are your customers or the airlines are your customers.
Airlines want a greater share of the money generated by their passengers as they travel through the airports.
There's still a nervousness, generally speaking, that the airports tend to make money and airlines don't. So where's the gain share, profit share in all of that?
It's the airlines that bring the passengers to Gatwick by offering destinations that the customer wants to travel to. It's International Diversity Day at the British Airways Gatwick headquarters.
We have a bullying and harassment stand as well. Yes, France, yeah. Bonjour.
It's a chance for Managing Director Scilla Maisie and her team to learn more about the culture of the destinations that BA flies to, without the need to leave the airport.
Why do we do so many kissing in certain regions in Paris?
Tell me about that then.
In my region, in Brittany, we do 2 kisses, and if you go to the south of France, we do 5 kisses. It's a big difference. Merci.
Merci.
Merci, madame.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. That's great.
British Airways currently flies to 42 destinations, but as part of her strategy for growth, Scilla wants to increase that number.
My aspirations for Gatwick is to make British Airways the airline of choice at Gatwick. And what that means is that our customers will be able to have the right destinations at the right frequencies and the right time of day.
A successful new destination could generate millions of pounds for BA. The man in charge of creating new routes from Gatwick is BA's head of commercial, Colm Lacey.
Contrary to popular belief, we don't actually decide where we fly by literally looking at a map and sticking a pin in it. Though some of our colleagues often accuse people in network planning that that's our main criteria, that and where they like to go on holidays. We have a very detailed process of actually deciding where we fly. The key thing is understanding what those customers are, what the reason for travel is. You know, is it for business? Is it for leisure? If it is a leisure destination, why will people go there? And more importantly, why will people go back?
In its glory days, BA used to fly to Marrakesh. Colm has decided it's time for the airline to go back. The crucial thing is that the Marrakesh route has to make money.
This is our first new route. Like all new routes, it is not without risk. And I ultimately am the one who's accountable when that decision goes wrong. And you're talking about millions of pounds that can be lost.
In challenging times, setting up new routes is high risk. Airlines have notoriously small profit margins, made worse by soaring fuel bills.
Charlie, we've got to start pumping by 10 past.
A Boeing 777 consumes the equivalent of 2 tanker loads of fuel on a long-haul flight.
Last year, Gatwick sold 150 billion litres of fuel. which would equate to fueling 25 million household vehicles.
With rising oil prices and skinny profit margins, flights have to run smoothly. British Airways are the only airline that maintains its own operations at Gatwick. Check-in, baggage and engineering are all done by their 3,500 airport staff. BA also trains Gatwick cabin crew on site. Finding the best is paramount. Getting a place on the cabin crew course is extremely competitive. On average, 3,000 people apply. About 120 make the grade.
So we're considering you the creme de la creme sitting here, so no pressure at all, all right?
And it was a dream come true. Since I was that big, I've wanted to wear the uniform, so here I am.
Best friends Amy and Heidi applied to be cabin crew together.
Since college, I wanted to be cabin crew, and I just waited for the right company to recruit, basically.
I love flying, so I've always wanted to work for BA, even though I've never flown with them before. So I'm really excited to start.
Why are you here today? Loads of quietness. Anyone, why are you here? By the end of the course, you'll be able to deliver cabin service routines to the required product and brand specification. You'll be able to explain BA's vision for success. Everyone's always nervous on the first day. It's a big moment for them today. A lot of the group had come from EasyJet, where a lot of their flying is just like doing a bus service out and back every day to different destinations.
And it's not just EasyJet staff that BA are attracting. They're muscling in on EasyJet's routes, including the return of flights to Marrakesh. BA's head of commercial, Colin Lacey, is boarding the inaugural flight. The return of the Marrakesh route is good news for Gatwick, who will have more passengers travelling through the airport.
It's really exciting.
Leading member of Gatwick's commercial team, Guy Stevenson, has come to wish Colin luck.
Have you ever been to Marrakesh before?
I haven't been to Marrakesh before. No.
The snake charmers and the monkeys. They're the ones you need to
watch out for.
Yeah, watch out for those.
Excellent. I've been in BA a while. I've met a few of them.
Although now a private company, British Airways is still the flag-carrying airline, and the pilots on the inaugural flight are getting into the spirit of the occasion.
The flags, it's because on the 737 we don't actually have anywhere to fit the poles to, so I've got, in good style, I've got some car bungees to wrap around the window handles when we get there. We had a practice the other day and had the windows open, and we've given it a go, so it should work fine, hopefully.
To attract passengers to the new route, it has to be marketed.
The key is that we're taking some journalists with us to actually take them around Marrakesh so that they can tell people about why they should come and visit Marrakesh and travel with BA.
A BA plane lands at Marrakesh Airport. A banner on the terminal building reads, "British Airways welcome back to Marrakesh."
The new route is a potential goldmine for BA, but also for Marrakesh. The tourist board have rolled out the red carpet to welcome BA back.
Actually, what's nice about Marrakesh, you go 1 hour this way, and you go skiing, and then you go an hour and a half the other way, and you go swimming. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
The tourist board have thrown a no-expenses-spared reception, and Colin is the guest of honour. He loses no time in talking up his airline's punctuality record.
It's very important. It's one of our USPs.
Now that the formalities are out of the way, the onus is on Colin to sell Gatwick's new destination to the British journalists.
This mosque is called Mullah Yazid Mosque.
Colin won't know how successful the route is until it's been operating for 3 months.
Colin and some of the journalists enjoy a hot air balloon ride over the barren Moroccan landscape.
But just 2 weeks after BA's first flight to Marrakesh, Morocco hits the headlines.
Also tonight, 15 people die in a suspected suicide attack on a Moroccan tourist cafe.
The atrocity would have a major impact on BA's new route.
Inside Gatwick, end of part 2.